Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is one of the greatest games of all time. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's on the Gamecube. The Gamecube's the hypest shit. So the game starts in classic Paper Mario fashion. The Mario Bros receive a letter from Princess Peach about a mystical treasure map she found in a box. So they run in Professor Frankly, and it's clear from the start of the game that no one even knows what the treasure is. It could be money, a magical item, a monster, an empty chest. All that's known is in order to get the treasure, you have to collect 7 crystal stars to open the Thousand Year Door. So now Mario presents the map in front of the Thousand Year Door, and the map shows the location of the first crystal star. Chapter 1 starts, and the instant Mario gets to Petal Meadows, a giant ass fucking dragon just flies right over him, like shit's fucked. The mayor in Petalburg tells them that Hooktail is in possession of the crystal star. Once they get the stone keys to get into Hooktail's castle, Koops asks to join the group in order to help them defeat Hooktail. He wants to get revenge for his father's death and also finish what his dad started. So now the group goes to Hooktail Castle in order to find the crystal star. Koops finds a note on a skeleton that gives you a couple hints about defeating Hooktail, as well as stating that Hooktail can't tolerate the sound of crickets. The Hooktail fight is extremely fun. It helps demonstrate how unique some of the fights are in this game. If you equip the cricket sound effect badge, it makes Hooktail considerably weaker, and once you get his health down, he'll start bartering with Mario with like false promises of 1,000 coins, a really rare badge, maybe being able to smell his feet or some weird shit. Hooktail even resorts to eating the audience for health. Once you beat Hooktail, he spits out Koops' father, who's apparently tricked by Hooktail and he's been stuck in his stomach ever since. He gives Mario the crystal star, and the group returns to the village where Koops decides to continue with Mario on his adventure in order to become strong like his father. So just like in Paper Mario, the story cuts to Princess Peach's perspective between chapters. In the last game, she basically didn't do shit, it was fucking boring. Peach is basically stuck in a holding room where a very intelligent AI computer wants Peach to get naked and take showers. Basically, the computer wants to fuck Peach, or like it's in love with her or some shit. So now the computer wants Peach to teach it the power of love or some shit in exchange for Peach being able to send Mario messages through text keyboard, which I guess is like the computer equivalent to giving handjobs. The story also decides to cut to Bowser's perspective as well. All that Bowser knows at this point is that Mario wants the crystal stars for some reason, and that Peach has been kidnapped for some reason. Without any knowledge of what's going on, Bowser goes to Roachport to kidnap Princess Peach and take the crystal stars, for literally no fucking reason other than he wants to be a giant asshole. The group returns to the Thousand Year Door again to reveal the next crystal star at the Boggly Woods. So the group heads to the Great Tree and they find that they're locked out because the X-Nauts fucked hella shit up. Punio then tells everyone that the wind spirit Madame Flurry can help them open up a secret entrance to the Great Tree. So they head over to her house, where she basically won't help them out yet because she's not her favorite necklace yet. Hello? It's like, are you fucking serious? Madame Flurry finally comes out of her room, and she's basically like this very dramatic stage performer who left the big city in order to live a simple life in the woods. The whole joke about her introduction is that you would expect her to be beautiful, but she's a fat, ugly, beat-ass bitch. Her abilities are also hilarious because she basically body slams enemies with her cottage cheese ass, and the game even jokes about this in her introduction. This whole part of the game is spent saving the punies, and you eventually end up with like 100 of them, and you end up fighting the Jabbles, who are a bunch of little assholes, and you just beat the shit out of them, and it's fucking hype as fuck. You eventually find the crystal star, but then Lord Chump steals it, and he's gonna detonate the entire tree. So then the group eventually catches up to him, and you fight his stupid ass looking paper robot. Looks fucking retarded, but I love it. And then all the X-Nauts run away, and the group finally gets another crystal star. The game cuts back to Princess Peach, and the tech computer is just jerking off right in front of her face still. The game cuts back to Bowser, and you do this like fun little side-scrolling platform level for going to Petalburg. Bowser then mistakes a poster for Princess Peach, and nothing fucking happens! The group returns to Professor Frankly to figure out where the next crystal star is. The map basically shows that the star is pointing towards a floating town in Glitzville. The problem right now is that all the blimp tickets go through Don Pianta on the west side of town, and he's basically the leader of the Mafia. The group eventually talks to Don Pianta, and you have to do some favors for the Mafia in order to get blimp tickets. Don Pianta's daughter has run off with one of his associates, and Mario has to go find them and tell them where they are. It's like some Godfather shit. Glitzville is basically like a gladiatorial battle arena similar to the WWE. So now Mario and the gang see the champion of Glitzville with the crystal star on the champion's belt. So now the plan is to become a fighter. fight your way to the top and get the champion's belt for yourself. So now Mario talks to the manager, Mr. Grubba, about becoming a registered fighter in the WWE, and then Mario becomes registered as the Great Gonzalez, because that name is hype as shit. Mario starts out in the minor league fighting his way to the top. In the meantime, the hot dog vendor outside the arena is trying to catch an egg, and the egg basically wants to stay with Mario so it basically won't die. Mario is about to advance to the major leagues, but now he has to fight the Iron Clefs with impenetrable defenses. There's basically no possible way to win, it's bullshit. But after the defeat, the egg hatches into a baby Yoshi, and the Yoshi is determined to help Mario fight in the Glitz Pits because Mario saved his life. This partner's pretty cool because you can actually name him because he's a baby. I named him Tanner because that name is a fucking joke. Tanner can pretty much kill the Iron Clefs with his gulp ability. It's a special ability that he can use to cut through their defenses. So now Mario is in the major leagues and everything's going nuts. Rockhawk comes into the major league locker room and basically talks hella shit, but then it's discovered that the crystal star on his belt is fake, dude! Mario eventually gets his shot at the title match against Rockhawk. He's a fucking combination of The Rock and Hulk Hogan. It's the fucking Rockhawk! It's hype as fuck! The group eventually goes to the empty ring by themselves, and the manager reveals that he's been using the crystal star to suck the power out of all the fighters in Glitzville in order to live forever. So the group beats Grubba, they grab the crystal star, it's hype as fuck. So the game cuts back to Princess Peach. She doesn't find out much, but it's basically she discovers that the X-Nauts want to use the crystal stars in order to take over the world, like no shit. So Peach informs Mario, and the game cuts back to Bowser, and nothing fucking happens! The next crystal star is located near Twilight Town. A monster within the creepy steeple placed a curse on Twilight Town, where every time a bell rings, a villager will be turned into a pig. Shit is super fucked. The group eventually goes to Creepy Steeple in order to defeat the monster who placed the curse on the village, and you just easily defeat him. He is so fucking easy, and the group gets another crystal star. It's one of the easiest chapters in the game until you realize that the monster stole your identity and all your partners leave with him, and now Mario is stuck as a purple silhouette. Like, shit is fucked. Mario leaves to go to Twilight Town, and the monster basically gloats about how great his body is. He's talking hella shit. The monster then offers Mario a challenge. If he can correctly guess the monster's name, he will return Mario's body. So now, like, Mario runs into one of the Shadow Sirens who is looking for the super bomb she dropped. Mario finds it for her, but then he can't introduce himself because his name was stolen from him. Vivian then decides to help Mario get his identity back, even though she's been trying to kill him this entire game. So they find a parrot that basically says that his name is Dupless. Once you tell Dupless his name, he starts to freak the fuck out, and then he fucking runs away. So once they reach him at the creepy steeple, Vivian basically realizes she's been helping Mario out the whole time, and she basically just leaves in embarrassment. Vivian eventually decides to stay with Mario though, because Mario has been the only one to show her kindness. So then they beat Dupless, Mario gets his body back, and they actually get the crystal star. The game cuts back to Princess Peach, and you find out that, like, the legendary treasure is actually the spirit of a demon. The X-Nauts plan to revive the demon and use its power to take over the world. So then the game cuts back to Bowser trying to get into the Glitz Pit. He's so fucking worthless that he can't even do that correctly. He falls right into the ocean and swims back to Roachport, and nothing fucking happens! The next crystal star is discovered at Key Hall Key. It's an island out in the ocean. In order for the group to get to Key Hall Key, they need a ship in order to get there. Mario talks to Flavio at the local bar, and he basically says that the Pirate King's treasure is hidden at Key Hall Key. It's rumored that the ghost of Cortez haunts the island and kills anyone who tries to claim his treasure. They set sail for a couple of days towards Key Hall Key, and the ghost attacks the ship. They luckily were able to drift to the shore, but now they're stranded on the island without a boat. Mario is then given the task to help find some crew members that got separated during the crash. It's extremely obvious to the player that Lord Chump is hidden as a crew member, and Lord Chump literally breaks the fourth wall by telling the person in front of the TV to not tell Mario who he is. Admiral Bobbery finally joins the party, and the group enters the pirates' grotto. They eventually run into the treasure and the ghost of Cortez, and after a long-ass boss fight, Cortez is still alive because he's a ghost. Ghosts can't die. Mind blown. So then Mario explains how he doesn't even want the treasure. He just wants that crystal star. And then Cortez is just like, oh, you want this dumb shit? Okay, you can have it. I don't give a fuck. Like, sick. So the game cuts back to Princess Peach. She basically makes invisibility potion, which turns her invisible, but not her clothes. So she has to walk around the X-Naut base naked because this game is just obsessed with getting Princess Peach naked for some fucking reason. So the game cuts back to Bowser and nothing fucking happens. So the next crystal star is located at Poshley Heights. It's basically just like a rich town. The best way to get to the town is to take the Excess Express. The entire chapter takes place on this luxurious train, and the entire chapter pretty much involves talking to people and solving mysteries. Mario finds a note in his room about the train meeting a sticky, yummy doom. So shit is going nuts. A small mystery occurs where one of the chefs loses his cooking pot. Oh my god. So on the train, you see traces of stew spilled on the carpet, which leads to the fat guy's room. And then the Toad's all like, oh, of course, blame the fat guy for taking the chef's pot. I see how it is. But then of fucking course that fat fucker has the pot and he ate all the stew. Fucking fat bastard. The next day, someone loses a briefcase containing nitro honey syrup. And when it's mixed with seashell and a bit of gold, it will explode. And apparently other people on the train have lost seashell earrings and a gold ring, which means the culprit has all the ingredients to cause the sticky, yummy explosion. Dude, I can't handle the suspense, it's so crazy. So you do some detective work, and you find some clues in Zip Toad's room, and you eventually catch him before he can cause the sticky, yummy explosion. It's hype as fuck. But then the train makes it stop, and Zip Toad was dupeless the whole time! Oh my god, Game of Thrones shit! It's the final third day, on the train. No one's around, but then shit is super fucked. All the fucking schmorgs come out of nowhere, start fucking hella shit up. They capture all the passengers, they have to fight them all on top of the moving train. It's fucking nuts. And the group arrives at Poshley Heights, and you get another crystal star. So the game cuts back to Princess Peach. Then Tech tells Peach that they're on the moon. Peach sends all of the information to Mario, but then Grotto finds out and takes Princess Peach away. The game cuts back to Bowser. Nothing fucking happens. The X-Nauts have the last crystal star, but their base is located on the moon. How the fuck are they gonna get there? So apparently there's a cannon at Far Outpost. They eventually get there and launch themselves to fucking space. Group gets onto the moon and they find the X-Naut enemy base and they fight Lord Chump one last time in his stupid ass looking robot. Then the group gets the final crystal star. Oh my god. They find Tech, who tells Mario that Princess Peach was taken to the Palace of Shadows. So the Palace of Shadow is behind the 1,000-year door, and god damn it, this is the hypest shit ever. It's like a super in-depth area. You end up fighting Gloomtail and doing all these puzzles, and you fight the Shadow Sirens and Dupless. And then Mario and the gang finally run to Grotto, but then Grotto threatens to hurt Princess Peach if he dares to move an inch. But then, out of nowhere, Bowser shows up. Remember Bowser? He's in the game apparently. He just kind of somewhat helps you stop Grotto on accident, but then you end up fighting Bowser too. But it's not even over. Grotto then awakens the spirit of the demon and uses Princess Peach to revive her. Shit is fucked, man. The fucking end of the world is approaching. Entire world is engulfed in darkness. So now Mario and the gang are just fighting the Shadow Queen. It's fucking hype as fuck. But then she changes into her ultimate form, and now you're just doing absolutely no damage to her. It's fucking impossible. But then she completely heals herself by eating the audience. What? What? But oh shit, it's not even over! The crystal stars appear on the surface of Rogueport and they travel all over the world. Everyone's raising their hands up to give Mario and his partners their positive energy. Mario and his partners are going to pierce the heavens, and then they just kick her fucking ass! The game ends with Toadsworth and Princess Peach dropping by with a brand new treasure map, and the princess wants to look for some more treasure. Crazy bitch. Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door is one of the few games I can replay over and over again. It still looks amazing by today's standards. The gameplay is still the best in the series, and the characters are full of life. Even looking at the credits, you can just recognize each individual characters based on their silhouette alone. Even if there's never a proper sequel to the 1,000-Year Door, I will be perfectly content with playing this game forever.